What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you today with a favorite. I hate to say I'm right, but when I'm right, I'm right. Your girl told you maybe a month ago, but the PPP loan was not the plug. It wasn't the plug. The PPP loan got a lot of y'all out of here, and pending future gonna get some more of y'all out of here. But the real plug was these new government spending. Pat myself in the back because I knew what was coming. All right. The past couple years, just lawsuit after lawsuit of people pretending to be Native American, people pretending to be Black, people putting their wives on contracts, a lot of crackdown in government contracts. I noticed that happening. And I was like, what's going to happen here? Biden took it up from 10% to 15% minorities getting government contract assets, mandatory. But here's the problem. White women also qualify as a minority. So, it's a double-edged sword. Now, you're going to say, Erica, what were you right about? The future in America belongs to the business owner. It belongs to the 1099 employee and the business owner. Now, you're going to say, Erica, the 1099 employee? Did you not pay attention to when they said they're going to make it mandatory for $15 an hour for federal employees or federal contractors? Why? Because if you actually look up a lot of people who get these government contracts and then they subcontract out to other subcontractors, sometimes to get the cheaper subcontractor, all their employees may not be getting $15 an hour. They might not be getting 10, who knows? I brought this up because I knew it was vital and I knew it was important. And you guys have been seeing on the channel where I kept bringing on people in government contracting, people talking about government contracting. I was trying to get my trucks lined up in the government tracking. The more I educated myself, there's a million ways to be a middleman to millions. There's a reason I made that course, because if you're smart enough to fill out some paperwork and have enough personality to answer the phone and connect with people, your foot's in the door. There's a reason I put classes up. There's a reason I do what I do. And I just try to be very transparent here on this channel that's where I see the projection of our country going. Now, don't take my word on it. Let me go ahead and, if you could, drop a city and state in the chat and drop a 1 in the comments if you can hear me well and you're going to enjoy the content. Go ahead and get this article up because, don't believe me. And people are going to say, Erica, I'm sick. Other day, somebody's like, everybody ain't meant to start a business, Erica. Everybody can't start a business. Some of us just want to go to work and just have a job and just do something in a cubicle and go home. That's what we want to do. Hey, boo-boo, you can do that. No one's telling you you can't do that. We just don't care, right? Us over here who know the responsibility of our children and our grandchildren and our mothers and our fathers and our cousins is on us, or is on our whole family collectively, and know what this new economy is going towards, we don't have time. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for you out here every day crying on the internet talking about, I just want to show up to work. And the same people crying about just wanting to show up to work are the same people crying about they boss or they co-workers not treating them nice, not treating them fair. Somebody said a racist joke in the break room. Let me be very clear. You cannot legislate or make people like you. No matter how many mixed children we have in America, no matter how many mixed marriages we have in America, you will still have racism in parts of America. Let's just keep, and when I say parts, I mean all. You'll still have that, okay? You'll still have that. So let that go, right? That's like, well, it shouldn't be that way. Guess what? It is. I'm sorry. Sorry about you, okay? So again, now, why did I address that? A lot of people come into the chat, a lot of people come over to the channel, and they like to let us know that they don't want to start a business. They want to show up to work somewhere. That's fine, boo, do you. But this whole channel, and no matter what channel you go on, that's talking about making more money, what you start realizing is the more money you're making, the more you're trying to make money out of this side hustle. And this side hustle is making 5, 10, 10K a month. It start needing more of your time, more of your management. You start having to do what? Manage your time, manage your skills, hire people, delegate. You already have started a business. See, when people keep asking me about side hustles, the reason I laugh about it is because at some point you need to leave the first career. I know, don't hate me. I'm just saying, because a lot of times people say, well, Eric, I just love what I do. Cool. If you're a teacher, be a teacher. But guess what? Don't teachers get 3 months off in the summer? Okay, then what you doing all summer? You already gonna work for somebody else again all summer. Why? Why not create something that you can work on that pays you well so that you can be a teacher and not hate being a teacher? Johnny Bravo, if you notice his stock channel here on YouTube that blew up, about to be at 1 million subscribers, he is a teacher. He's been a business teacher in high schools for years, and he's always had businesses on the side. See, this is the problem. People really want to be in denial. Now, let me say, why am I saying this? Why am I addressing you like this? Biden wants to direct $100 billion of federal contracts to disadvantaged businesses to shrink racial wealth gap. Okay, y'all. Let's break it down for those of us who can't hear me well and there's wax in your ears. The only way you close a wealth gap is through ownership. Okay. How do I own stuff, Erica? You have to get more skills to get a higher paying job. Well, Erica, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, do you want to start a business? I don't know. Well, what do you want to do? I wish they stopped being racist. Oh man, I'm real sorry about you. Sounds like you don't want to do anything. Okay? Now again, let's hit the nail on the head. This is as much reparations as you're gonna get. I know I'm the bearer of bad news. I apologize. A lot of people come in my comments like they owe us some money. Honey, guess what? Lots of people owe you money. You'll never get it. Right? Like there's a lot of cities, states, schools, colleges that could have done way better by a lot of people in America. And guess what? You ain't never gonna get that. You got people from Tulsa, Oklahoma living in the banks in Oklahoma that still to this day, technically, because they legally were never allowed to have that money, still have that money. Now, all these people were wealthy business owners, almost, in the span of time of things, they would have been the people making 150,000, 200,000. And you have poor white Oklahomans suffering near them. So they put their money in the bank. Well, guess what happened when they all were burned out of house and home, and then they held these people for 3 weeks in a camp and wouldn't let them out, even though other Black people were trying to come into the city to free those Black people. See, that's the part white people don't really want to acknowledge with Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll just go there. When they went to the bank to say, hey, give me my money so I can either move on or I can go take my money and rebuild, they said, oh, where's your bank book? Well, it burnt up in my house. Well, I can't give you your money because you don't have your bank book. And they pulled this on all living residents left there. So again, I just want to be very clear. A lot of people tell me, Erica, we're owed this and that. And I believe for sure, honey. Yes. All day. I'm here with you, my sister, my brother. I'm here with you. But guess what? In the meantime, while you are living and breathing and eating on this planet's earth, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, and y'all not going to like this. I had somebody I was going to bring in from Tampa, and they work in government contracting. Well, a lot of the companies said, we just can't find any minorities. We can't find any. Oh, man, we looked real hard, too. We couldn't find any. So they were able to take $33 million and take it back to those companies because they just couldn't find not one Black plumber or Black welder in all of Tampa. Now, I don't believe that, but I also do believe that if you're not filling out the paperwork and being in the system to be found, you know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. So again, when I talk about the coarse middleman to millions, a lot of times people say, man, I ain't trying to hammer, I ain't trying to clean, I ain't trying to make a cleaning company, I'm not trying to clean cars. I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm not. What I'm asking you to do is organize yourself, have the paperwork, get the business in, get the marketing into the business, and delegate the work out. A lot of y'all want to be managers and ain't nobody ever gonna make you no manager. So time to elect yourself. Now, let me go further into this, because y'all don't believe it unless it's on the paper. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and read it to you. Biden to direct, and what's convenient is it's in front of the 1929 Black Wall Street Memorial, by the way. Biden to direct $100 billion in federal contracts to disadvantaged businesses to shrink wealth gap. So guess what they just told y'all? Get a job, aka get a business, right? So again, he has a plan to shrink it, okay? And he said in Tulsa on Tuesday, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give y'all $100 billion via business. Let me play that again to you. Via business. So guess what? If you're not a business owner, guess what's not happening? You ain't getting no money. Right? And I'm not talking about somebody who played on PPP and got 20K. I'm talking about people who really want to be in businesses. Okay. So again, it's unclear how Biden intends to identify these so-called disadvantaged businesses, explicitly establishing a racial litmus test, which would also just pretty much go to court and be unconstitutional. But they're going to raise it from 10% minority requirement to 15%. All right. Under Biden's plan, billions of dollars will also be directed to a variety of underprivileged community needs. Now, pay attention. He just told you where he's going to give it to Italian Joe and Justin and all these other people in Philadelphia. Okay. Variety of underprivileged community needs, such as civic infrastructure, transportation, public transit, parks, recreation, housing inequality. For example, the plan will allocate $15 billion towards improving transportation in historically underserved areas. Now, who will that affect? That'll put people who own busing companies, own transportation companies, own transportation care for seniors, the people who own the vans and pick the seniors up and take them to care. That's you. That's under you. Okay. Another $10 billion reclaiming vacant storefronts and subsidizing office space for community services. Now, what does that mean? Baltimore, Philadelphia, Detroit, parts of Virginia, parts of South Carolina, parts of Georgia, that's Atlanta, but Georgia, maybe parts of Atlanta, edges, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama. Guess where that money gonna go? Somebody who owns a building downtown. Again, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention, right? There's grants when you own those you ever see people in town own those 1920s, 1930s, 1900 historical houses? There are all kind of tax incentives and grant money for you to keep those houses up. Why do you think all these people keep moving up parts of Ohio and parts of PA and West Virginia and these old towns where they used to have these beautiful, elegant Victorian houses, and they got $150,000 to spend to revitalize it? And you're like, where did they get this money from? It ain't out of their pocket. It's from the community grants. It's from money like this, subsidizing them. Okay, let's keep it moving. Last summer, many Black businesses were vandalized or entirely destroyed during violent riots that broke out in American cities. Now, isn't this convenient? They're talking about Tulsa massacre, not a race riot, a massacre. Anthony Brian Logan, I love you. You're the best. Thank you for commenting on my channel, but you better stop playing. Massacre. Namely Portland and Minneapolis following Black Lives Matter protests. Isn't that convenient that they just, if you ever been to Portland, there ain't that many Black people there. Just gonna say that. Minneapolis, there's some Black people, but Portland, not so much. Many companies such as Uber and Hollywood influencers urge Americans to spend their paychecks and support Black-owned businesses that suffered disproportionately during both civil unrest and the pandemic, baby. Stop it, computer. Stop it right now. Biden's new initiative to reduce wealth and colony of Black Americans comes after the latest job report showed that, we had 800,000 less jobs than Biden told us we was going to have. Now, if Trump was in there, we wouldn't have this problem, but I'm just going to keep going. All right, which leading many Republicans to attack him, saying his stimulus payments are counterproductive incentive for minorities to enter the labor force. Now, did you hear what he just said there? Let me back that up. 800,000 people didn't get a job this past April. And so Republicans, but also Democrats, multiple states, said that, this stimulus payment is counterproductive incentive for these minorities to go to work. So you already see where the the ugliness is there in that. If you can't read if you can't understand what I just said to y'all, they just said these black people ain't going to work. These Hispanic people not going to work because they got a stimulus check. Boy, I tell you, they insulting people. Now, with an extra $600 a week from the CARES Act, on top of state unemployment checks, a majority of unemployed workers were earning more from Biden's enhanced unemployment than from a job. Now, let's be all clear. Let's all be on the same page. If an extra $600 a week was keeping you from work, what were your job? You was in food service, you was in retail, you worked at a hotel. You didn't have a career. There was no nurses who were like, you know what, honey, I got to stay home. I ain't making $90,000 a year. I'm gonna take this $600 unemployment check. There were no doctors. There were no maybe some CNAs. They might have stayed home too, though. There were no dentists. There were no tech folks who said, you know, I just need to stay unemployed and get this $600. There were nobody in a job that paid them over $4,000 a month saying, you know what, I don't need $4,000 a month. I need $1,200. That didn't happen. That's not even in a realistic world. Now, when I told you over 865,000 people lost their job and they were all women, and another 150,000 in December alone lost their jobs, and it was all women because they were what? An administrative assistant, clerical jobs. Just, okay, listen, I'm going to say it, okay? You had 100,000 women lose their job and another 800,000 lose their job. Kevin Samuels' channel about to go through the moon, okay? Straight to $1 million plus 2, okay? They got to find husbands. A key feature in Biden's American Families Plan proposed earlier this year, it spans welfare and child care benefits without work requirements. So let me just pause, note, let me repeat that, and I'm going to break it down to you. Biden's American Families Plan, which spans welfare and child care benefits without work requirements. What is the number one program that worked in the welfare system during feel-good 90s, aka Bill Clinton years? It was the expanded welfare and child care benefits program that made you go to work or school. You had to be completing a degree. Why was that the most successful program? Most women, once they completed school, went into the workforce. Most women, once they were working and had child care paid for and could just work, after a couple years, they didn't stay inside the welfare system. Why? Because they were able to catch up, right? If you had a job for a full year and your kids' daycare is paid for, now that paycheck's paying rent. You done bought you a Nissan Altima. You paying the payments on that. Yeah, I said Nissan Altima. You paying the payments on that, and then what? You're back on better footing. Or 2-3 years from now, you got married. You got some man. Okay. So when he takes away the work requirement, okay, I don't know if they take away the school requirement, but just it says takes away the work requirement. How is that program going to be successful again? That was the crux of the welfare program in the 1990s, even being successful. That was actually the drop of the welfare rolls. Most people said, well, most women got older. They didn't have any more children. No, most women started working and someone was paying the daycare of the baby years. So by the time those kids got in 8th grade, 5th grade, 4th grade, that mom was well on her feet and didn't go back to the welfare system. See, that's the part they left out, okay, on the feel-good 90s, okay? Let's go ahead and do that again. Critics say this kind of government spending will keep impoverished Americans, people of color, trapped in poverty. Oops, screen's cutting up. Stop it, screen. Uh-oh, we might not get the rest of the article, y'all. Well, that's what we got. Y'all can check out that article on your own. Oh, yep, I said Nissan Altima. You got your little Nissan Altima, you paid your bills, and you got caught up. That's why you got off welfare. Okay? All right. Okay. So now, where does this leave us? Where does this leave us? I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm telling you, your choices are Biden give you some more welfare so you can stay home while little JoJo's at daycare for free. Which, I don't know if that's going to help you. Okay, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you like this. The future, they ain't got much planned for you. They really don't. The stimulus they just had, I mean, that's it. They may give you another thing in October, but I wouldn't wait till October. You know what I mean? If I were you, you might just want to get in there. You know what I mean? Go back to work. Exactly. This is my whole thing. It was illegal for blacks to live in Oregon until 1925. This is correct. If you know anything about Vermont, you had a lot of black people leaving north for freedom, and Vermont had so many men that they were like, oh, we don't have enough women. But they had a lot of freed slaves and mixed mulatto people. So Vermont, you can look this up. This is record, this is history. Said, hey, if you're an octamaroon or you're a mulatto, but octamaroon preferred, you can get married to a white man here in Vermont and go on about your day. Now I don't know about you, but when I look in Vermont, they got some curly hair up there. That's all I'm saying. But this is on record because they just needed to figure out laws on the books to help their state. Listen, look, Kamala Harris already done told y'all. She bringing in 500,000 of her Indian cousins, and she don't care what you want. Okay? She don't care what you want to do about it. She ain't trying to hear it. Boom. United States, fortune favors the owner. It just does. Owners get all the perks. You have to be on the right list for they to find you. They can't give you the contracts if they can't find you. Now, Jim is going to put his wife, Rebecca, on his company as 51% ownership. And now Jim's construction company is going to get what? A minority contract because it's woman owned. Come on, y'all. Play the game, baby. Okay. A business is childcare, even 1099 nursing. Anything we can do can be a business. Facts. Good, good, good. I love it. Since every time I see a grown man type in my comment section, I remember I was over there, and this is when me and Super Sly got into it, where he was like, everybody don't want to have no business. I said, Super Sly, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You can't be having multiple wives and don't own no business. But now me and Super Sly are cool. Okay. We've patched that up. He know. She said, I just quit my job to do my side hustle full time. So tired of having people bossing me around. Sorry. Bossing me around, taking advantage of my diversified skill set. Excuse me, y'all. I apologize. No, I do not. Again, y'all, I really honestly don't plan on making any more courses in the future. The courses I have are foundational. There's something when people keep making courses, and making courses. And I'm like, hey, hats off to you. But then you just get into this rat hole of them just making courses forever. My goal is for you to get on this channel, take a course or two, and get off and go on to ride into the sunset of freedom and abundance and alignment. And so you'll see me do a lot more masterminds. You'll see me do a lot more conferences. Cough, cough. You'll see an announcement tomorrow at noon. I'm going to just tell you like this. When we announce this conference, the email list between all the speakers is like 120,000 people. Y'all better get in early. It's only like 300 seats in different cities. But that'll be tomorrow. All right, Atlanta, what's up? Miami, Florida, New Haven. I see y'all in here. You gonna need it. Nah, Bernie Sanders is Jewish. Bernie Sanders' parents actually immigrated to this country after Nazi Germany. So yeah. That's right. The future is UBI, and that really isn't much. Call center jobs, I'd rather get 600. That I could see people doing that. I really could. And really the fact remains is like, when people ask me what should they be doing, where should they be moving, you need to be able to control as many assets as possible. Now, many people are like, Erica, why are all these people buying houses? This is crazy. Why are they buying these houses? Why are they buying these? Everybody's spending all this money on houses because people saw what happened during the lockdown. They were forced in tiny apartments with kids that are homeschooled and working from home. So they're all cramped up in a 2-bedroom apartment with their mom and dad both trying to work from home and their kids going crazy trying to be on a computer. And it didn't make sense. All this in the effort to live close to the city. It didn't make any sense. When you could move further out and go in the suburbs, when you can move into a master plan community with really great schools that stayed open. Like, pay attention. A lot of these master plan communities, their schools stayed open because the only kids in their neighborhood were going to school. They didn't have these strange other kids coming to the school. You see what I'm saying? Pay attention. You know what I mean? So they were open. In New York, all the Jewish schools were open. They didn't play that game. They stayed open. So again, when people try to talk to me and tell me about, you know, they just want to work a job and they ain't never getting married, and I'm like, okay, you sound like the left behind patch of kids. Good luck. That's just not the way this country's set up. It just doesn't work well for one-offs. It just doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. But something I think you should focus on is doing an inventory of your skills. What's an inventory of your skills come to? There you go. Exactly. Big money growth. An inventory of your skills is, what do I do well? Maybe a portfolio of your past work. You know, what have I done at my company? Right? If you've created some stuff at your job, I'd write it down and put it in a little portfolio, because if it ever comes time for your boss to trim the fat, you can go, hey, pull up your little portfolio. Like, I've done this, this, and this, and this, and this for this company. People who bring in revenue for a company don't get let go. Just keeping it a buck. And you need to be getting skills that make you more valuable regardless, right? A lot of people say, Erica, why are you going to conferences? Why are you starting conferences? Why are you doing this? Because I know that the way to money is through people, right? The way to a door access is through people. The way to get something is through people. A lot of people try to act like it's not true. And this is why people come out of college and get so angry, because they don't know anybody, right? They haven't been networking except for college and doing keg stands. So then when they try to go get a job, nobody knows them. Nobody wants to give them a reference, or nobody wants to vouch for them. But then I'm seeing my friends who came back home to their parents who already have an insurance company, hair salon, barbershop, whatever, trucking company, insurance mostly though, where I was at North Carolina, and they had a job waiting for them. So it didn't matter that they weren't doing things perfectly. And I'm telling you, the future is, you're going to see a lot of these companies, if they got to let go of everybody and keep their son or daughter employed, they're going to do that. Straight up. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a brother and sister team. I think they're in their late 20s, 27, 28 or something like that. And they both started online Shopify sites selling, I can't remember exactly what, but both of them made $1 million last year during 2020. Right? And so they were in their commercial. They have a good commercial where they're both in the pool at his house, in the pool, laughing. Yeah, Sub-Zero has a government contract with it, but he doesn't teach government contracting. He's not like Hasman, who I brought on, that teaches government contracting. He's not like the past government contracting folks I've brought on the channel. So again, I get it. Everybody loves Sub-Zero. We love him. Big money growth. Done for yourself, product or course, done with you, coaching, and done for you, government contracts, big money agency work. So prime example, there are several people who literally all they do is work to get you government contracts. There was a guy who I was going to hire, and basically his fee was like, honestly, $5,000 a month for a year. You had to sign like a year to 18-month contract. And all he would be doing every day is applying for you contracts, networking you to other business owners, and yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm going to just tell you like it is. I'm a marketer. So it would be easier for someone like me to basically go into a town, fill out the necessary forms to be on the city list and the federal list, and then just go to a lot of golf clubs, chamber of commerce meetings, do stuff with the city and council. Your name gets around faster than you think, especially in some of these smaller cities. And a lot of people say, well, Erica, I'm in a big city. That's how am I going to get in? You may need to hire one of those people. But think about that. Someone's going to be making $5,000 a month just to do what? Nonstop apply for you, nonstop connect you to people. Why? Because people matter. That's where the money is. And I get people don't understand that, but there are literally, Eric Coffey does a great job. I think he's gotten over $5 million in contracts. I've tried to get him on the channel. He's quite busy, quite popular. But Eric Coffey's a good example. Several people. Again, you could apply and apply and apply, but guess what? What if you just have one contract that was $1 million contract, just one? Now you can always say, well, I had $1 million contract. I've worked with other companies, and now when you apply, it's on your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So again, a lot of people, if you spend your whole day doing paperwork and data entry, A lot of this stuff, this middleman to million stuff, and a lot of these courses that I've tried to like help y'all understand, that's the way to go, right? You literally can teach someone that technique, right? So I'm just gonna say it that way. I'm gonna be very careful with it. There you go, development center. There you go, Anna. True, true, true. I'm missing it. It jumped. Hold on. There will be always opportunities given to business owners, and not enough people understand that. Listen, think about the Iraq War. Like, I worked for a company where the woman made like $12 million off of rubberized oil pans until her patent ran out. Well, technically, it ran out. Like, and she was just one woman out of a small town who all of a sudden was like, "Oh my God, they took my contract, and I'm the only person who can sell to the government." I think she made closer to 30 million, but for the record, 12 million is what she told told the staff. I was like, "Girl, bye. We can see your contract. We know you got all this money." Um, but that's the thing. You have to understand that, like, when I had that last video, when I said start a business or go buy a farm, I'm not saying it as like, oh, people who buy a farm are idiots. No, no, no. I mean, like, go start a farm, live in a cheaper town. You can still create products. You can still have a Shopify. You can still have an online business. You can still do things remotely. It's part of the point of the tour I'm getting ready to go on, and I'll announce it tomorrow, is because a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna live here, or I live there, or I can't house inventory, I can't do this. And it's really just excuses. There's a lot of opportunity you can do remotely, but it does favor the business owner. There you go, Sandra Fraser. Create something that supports you and others in the workplace, like an app that can automate the work process. Thank you, King Will. I appreciate it. In 10 years, a lot of low-income jobs are going to be gone. The things companies are doing, AI will affect factory, trucking, customer service, pretty much all industries. Yeah, Jessica Hicks, I'm not even joking. I literally said the reason why, and I'm gonna get flack, I get it. The reason why you see the rise in femininity channels and being more feminine and relationships and dating, and yeah, because you know why? The pendulum always swings back. A lot of these women that were, and I'm just blaming it on Gen X because I have to, 40 to 59 years old, they were the 80s and 90s, hear me roar, working and stuff. The millennials are like, nah, girl, take me to the homestead. I'll plant plants in the backyard. Right? You have a lot of millennials who are like, I'll just make an Instagram page and sell stuff. You have a different mindset and a different generation here. And the only thing that's kind of holding them back is the debt. And you already see a generation of young men and women just not going to college. Like, no thanks. No, thank you. Not going to do it. Right. So again, this has been a long time coming. And what you're going to see really is, and I've talked about this, is apprenticeships. You're going to see the mega increase of apprenticeships. Go look up Philadelphia, Maryland, and Detroit, and also look up Dallas and Houston, Texas. You'll see so many companies are saying they will hire and train you in construction. They will hire and train you in all these places. Prime example, the guy that got arrested in Charlotte, he had 200 illegal workers doing construction at a site in Charlotte. Only reason he got arrested, I mean, he's a multimillionaire. This is the crazy part. He's a multimillionaire. He made the illegal workers, illegal citizens, whatever you want to call it, do the work on his house, do the work on his swimming pool, work at these companies. They don't have any life insurance. They don't even have any like benefits. And people are like, well, how is that possible? Because we have such a big economy that you would not even notice a millionaire Hispanic guy neighbor. I'm pretty sure right now one of his neighbors snitched on him. I would bet without a doubt one of his neighbors was like, I'm gonna look up Jose over here with this $1 million house. Let me look him up. Now I bet you that's how it happened. I bet none of the companies that he bid contracts for, because think about it, he bid the contracts as himself, illegal. So that means either a main person got the contract and they needed a subcontractor that fit the minority characteristic. So he gave it to what? Him. Again, that the future does not favor you if you want to be online complaining about women or complaining about men or not stepping up. It just doesn't have any space for you. It's going to be a real bleak, dark spot for you. Right now in Atlanta, they got the violence under control. People are like, why is it so violent in Atlanta? I'm like, you have people not working. That's just it. You have people not working. I would love to blame New Yorkers, but I ain't gonna do New Yorkers like that because they've been cutting up in Atlanta for years, even though New Yorkers have been coming down for years. But I'm just saying, like, that's the clash of somebody who's not working. And I'll just go ahead and say it again. Read Eugene Robinson, Disintegration of Black America. The bonnet wars we're having right now and the do-rag wars and the pull your pants up and act like you got some sense when you go places comments. Erica, you're talking about respectability politics. No, I'm talking about the fact that you go out your house in bedroom clothes. Are you sick? Do you need something? Because even when my mom was sick, she didn't go to the store in bedroom clothes. Come on now. So again, you have this happening, the separation happening in front of your eyes, that you have a lot of people who don't have skills, can't read well. I like how to say that. I love saying it that way because it's just being a smart ass. And what are they going to do? What are we going to do with those folks? What are we going to do with them? That's why you see so many of the people on Instagram who hire their whole family. Instead of making their children go out, they go, hey, you can do this one automated thing. Hey, cousin Billy, you're going to do this one automated thing. Right now, I have some of my trucks getting put under a family who they've got all the whole family working. Mom, cousin, friend, brother, everybody's working, dispatching, paperwork, different things. And that's how it'll be in the future. That's just how it will be. People are going to train their family member first. I'll tell you right now, if I have to, I'll go train my mom, who's in retirement but bored, to go do something else, right? I'll go train her how we can be a government contracting company because she's a disabled veteran and a woman and around the minority and a woman. And again, y'all, you're going to open the door for your family first and then your friends and then some extra coworkers. The reason I go to Cardone Ventures and several of these trainings that I go to is to learn how to hire people to come underneath you that, one, aren't family, right? And two, need structure and systems to be hired. This is something people are not talking about, but I'm telling you, prime example in Dallas, they have the African men. It's 4 African men from the Congo. They have 500 trucks under their belt. I think it's 500 at this point. And they literally laughed and said, oh, we wouldn't have hired Americans if it wasn't for the equal opportunity laws. And they laughed. And then they showed on the camera where there's like one white lady working in the office and one Hispanic guy. And then one black truck driver was talking in the interview and he's like, oh yeah, they introduced me to this lady and now I'm married. And they're like, wait, what? Yeah, they introduced me to this lady from Africa and now I'm married. Again, people come to this country and they don't come to play. They come to win. I don't know what else to kind of emphasize for you guys to understand that, like, this is where the money will be. It'll be in government contracting. Even when times are down, let's say we're in a recession, the government still spends a certain amount of money every year, billions every year. And for the guy or girl who's at home talking about, I can't believe I can't find no job. Boo, there are jobs out here. They're not gonna look the way you think they should look. They're either gonna be trade related. And again, I talk all the time about getting into tech for minority people. It's not just tech you need to get into. It's also these trades. And it's also these government contracts. It just is what it is. People saw they don't want to learn skills and want to just take a factory job. You'll be working alongside a bot or a bot will have your job. Great show as always. Thank you, Jessica Hicks. You saw the commercial too? Yep. I'm telling you. Listen, Money Madu, has a 6 figures in 6 months. He literally took a supplement company to 6 figures, 100,000 in 6 months. Of course, that's gross, not net. But I think he did 51,000 last month. I want y'all to understand that, like, the creation and selling of products will still make money. Why? Because people always want to take something that makes their face look better, makes their skin look better, makes their hair look better. People are always going to take supplements that help their body feel better. This whole kind of virus thing awoken people to like, oh, I need some vitamins. I'm waiting for it to awaken people to need some water because y'all be looking half dead out here on these internets. Y'all got to drink more water. Thank you, Jessica Hicks, for the $4.99 super chat. There's 295 people in here. If y'all don't hit that like button, you know, if you don't want me to talk no more, just tell me. But hit the like button. The likes are free. Jessica, these companies still need engineers on the back office to manage AI. That's right. They'll always need a human. That's the thing. Even the factory jobs are needing you to have certain skill points. If you look in Dallas at the factory jobs, you need to know how to work certain equipment that requires certifications. So again, it's not just like a forklift operator. I'm just going to operate a forklift. It's actually quite digital. There you go. That's right. usspending.gov. I'll actually pull that up for y'all because that actually is a great look. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm coming. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Okay, I just realized I'm not even sharing the screen. Why don't y'all tell me? Oh, I tell you. Farmers and ranchers are very wealthy to work with Black farmer groups. Lots of incentives. I'm telling you right now, I met the vice president over the farm capital here in Austin, Texas, when I was working at Lowe's as a manager. And he said, "Oh, girl, are you from South Carolina? I hear that accent." I said, "No, North Carolina." And he was saying how he was from South Carolina. And his goal was to get more Black and Hispanic kids to be farmers or own land before he retired. I don't know if he's still up there. I'll look on LinkedIn, but he was upper in age, but I promise you. Douglas Jones, yeah, if you ever go look her up, you know who I'm talking about. She cracked me up. She was wow. It really is. I'm telling you, like right now, I was looking for ranch land. It was hard for us, sister. It was hard. That's right. The system isn't designed for if you go to school, the school bell rings, you get up and move to classes. School bell rings, you go and eat lunch. The school bell rings, you go down. You know, it's literally training you to be able to sit in sections for periods of time. There you go, Sandra. That's true. Learning to write, winning. Uh-huh. There's a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunity out there. People just don't see it. And this is what a big money growth was talking about. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, I'm pretty sure Karen looked him up. Okay. So this is what Cam was talking about here. If you go here, click here. All right. So this is a 2021. I hope y'all can see. $6 trillion is obligated as of April 30th. Let's scroll on down. What's the biggest one? Department of Treasury, Department of Human Health Services, Social Security Administration, Department of Defense, Small Business, 4.6%. What does 4.6% come out to? $277 billion. SBA. Okay? Cut the check, SBA. Okay? Okay, and then Department of Education, $200 billion. Department of Homeland Security, Department of Transportation, $85 billion. I'll tell you right now. Well, hold on, I'm gonna show you. Department of Energy, Department of Justice. So many things around all these. The Corps of Engineers, General Services Administration. So let's go here. Department of Transportation. Now look at this. Federal aid for the highway, $17 billion. Airports, Highway Trust Fund, grants. Let me see if I can find it. This is just for highway infrastructure, $2 billion. Where's it at? Hate it. I can't find it when I want to look at it. I know it's in one of these. I hate it. Ooh, I hate it. All these little blocks. Highway traffic safety grants. Emergency relief program. Let me see. It's got to be one of these. Highway infrastructure, federal highway, $2 billion. It's in one of these little blocks. I hate it. There's one of these little blocks is where the money is for truck parking. Essential Air Services and Rural Airport Improvement Fund, $126 million. That's crazy. So many. We could go break that down by a bunch. Let's go back. By agency. Whoops. By agency. Okay. Let's go click on Small Business Administration. 98% goes there. Disaster Loan Program, Small Business Administration, $1.6 billion. Salaries, expenses of SBA administration, $1.1 billion. Emergency EDL grants and Small Business Administration, $718 million. Entrepreneurial Development Programs, Small Business Administration, $113 million. Business Loan Program, click it. Loan Guaranteed Subsidies. Over here is Subsidy for Modification. This one is Administrative Assistant expenses. You can break it down by program activity. Let's click it again. Grants and fixed charges. So again, y'all can go ham on this thing all day if you want, but that's essentially, that money's getting spent every year regardless. This is true. War doesn't necessarily create poverty in America. War actually creates wealth for America. Hence, at the end of World War II. Yep, there you go. I'm telling you, all these people, like, the funny thing here is in Austin, Texas, a bunch of the stores of Juice Land, because Texas is a right to work state, all decided to boycott and they were going to strike and they weren't going to go back to work till they got better pay. The next day they were back to work. Juice Land is one of the highest paying companies here. $15 an hour. And you making juice, baby. That's all you doing is putting fruit in a juicer. You need a union for that? Boy, bye. I'm telling you, get rid of these people. I would definitely love to see a whole video on disintegration of Black America and how it intersects with the future. Immigration video would also be something I'd like you to do. Each sense, I've already done that video. I've actually already done that video. I will actually go Google and look at my own channel, because I know y'all don't know how to Google on here. And I'll put it in the community tab and let you see that we've already did that video. Probably 2 years ago. Already did that video. It's still spot on. Because a lot of times people are like, well, you should do a new video. No, it's the same information. I promise you. See, what you'll learn about business and starting businesses is it's very cyclical. It's very boring. See, but people try to get on the internet and try to spice it up for you, make it sexy, showing you Lambo cars and all this crazy stuff. But when you really chop it down with them, or you go to their trainings or masterminds, it's the same boring paperwork, lead generation, contacting people, follow up. I know I hate to bust the bubble for you, but that's essentially what it is. Amazon pays $20 an hour here in Ohio and they waive the drug test. Hey, there you go. There's a shortage of 60,000. There's actually a shortage of, like, I think it's 150,000 truck driver jobs, if I'm not mistaken. In the next 10 years, they're going to have a shortage of 400,000 diesel mechanics to even fix the trucks, which is going to lead you to this whole we need to have automated trucks because we can't even have diesel mechanics. So if you're a young man, I would encourage you, and you want to work on trucks, you want to make money, you want to make 33 to 35 to 45, 50 an hour plus fixing these trucks. Not driving them, it's the fixing them. Government spends $500 billion in government contracts annually. This is true. State budgets are big too. This is facts on facts. Oh, it jumped again. Doggone it. Hold on, y'all. I lost where it was at. Well, go ahead and do it, man. Become a professor. Security in healthcare is always hard. That's right. They always seem to get lost or misappropriate. See, this is what I tell people. Oh, they got lost. These funds didn't get lost. You're going to see 20, 30 years later when they find them. Y'all smash the like button. Thank you, Mrs. Phoenix, for the $5 super chat. There you go. Listen, Russia just hacked the largest meat producing company. Need more cybersecurity and ethnic hackers. At the end of the day, what you're going to have is you're going to have to pay people to be good. And they get a lot of them. If you ever watch American Greed, they get a lot of the hackers from people that were being bad. Another thing also, too, is the crazy part of a lot of this is localization, right? We got rid of a lot of local stuff. We got rid of local regional mental health hospitals. We're going to see that come back because there's going to be a lot of dangerous homeless people. We got to put them somewhere, right? And it's not, that just is what it is. You're going to have a lot of this localized meat places start coming back, processing plants coming back on board. So I mean, yeah, you can do that too, but I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. A lot of people are trying to get real drunk off the credit card game, and I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but I really sat down in like a group coaching call. I got paid by this group of friends to do their coaching call. I literally said, if at the 5 of y'all on this coaching call can't each pull out $200 out your pocket to have $1,000 for y'all to start this company, y'all need to go get jobs. Right? Because at the end of the day, by the time they start, because they were on to do two things. They either want to start a cleaning company or they want to do rental cars like the Turo app, which I had to tell them, no, do a hire car. I was like, between the 5 of y'all, if y'all can't come in together and get one rental car, one car y'all can rent out, okay, don't do that. Then start this Shopify site or start this $1,000 cleaning company. Hire somebody, hire 2-3 girls, and just get the marketing running. And so a lot of times what people are trying to do is they're trying to jump ahead of pain or jump ahead of where there will have to be change. And it will have to be income based. Because what you have to realize is all last year, people's credit got jacked, bro. I mean, it's like, I'm laughing because people are like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm like, let me just keep it a buck. If you do the credit game, great. I'm always going to recommend Credit Irene. I'm going to always recommend a lot of these credit repair stuff. But what I've learned at the end of the day, where I'm on the phone with people who are maxed out on every credit card they've ever had in their whole life, and they are not going to be able to get more credit for at least a year or two. I literally had to walk them through, you're going to have to start another business, or you're going to have to start an actual business because there's nobody else that's going to give you no more credit, boo-boo. And by the time they make an extra $2-3 grand, $2, $4, $5 grand a month off of this side business, this side project, or this side hustle, whatever you want to call it, depending on what they were doing, that would have made more sense than them trying to figure out how to keep running around doing the credit game. Not dissing it, just saying, addressing the elephant in the room. For a lot of people in credit, it's going to take them 2 years. And nobody wants to hear that. Yep, it's an afterthought. Listen, if you ever worked in a motor pool in the U.S. Army, you know all about those rubberized oil pans. Yes, engineered appliance. The woman that made them is a half Hispanic, half white, half Hispanic. But if you see her, you think she's white. From Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can go look her up. She had an amazing company. It had an amazing run. There's a lot of stories you've heard me tell on this channel about that. But yeah, when she was trying to be cheap. Instead of paying for a 100-year patent, she paid for a 12-year. I'm trying to I think it's like a trademark or something for 12 years instead of 100 years and being cheap. And then when the 12 years is up, China, every other company sold to the United States military because they didn't have to work with her anymore. And she couldn't protect her ideal anymore. That's right. Yep, they have created a lot of workers. And a lot of times what I tell people is when people if you read the book Illusions of Entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs have never been more than 10% of the society, right? So prime example right now, we have 330 million my brain's gone. Sorry. We have like 31 million small businesses, what we call small in America. And out of the 31 million, 24 million are like single person owned businesses. Now, if you're in the Black community, people love making fun of, oh, you're a single person business. But let me tell you as a person, and I'm just going to be front, I'm going to just keep it a blunt, ugly real quick. As a kid who lived in the suburbs and lived around a lot of white people, Asian, Hispanic, whoever, if their daddy owned a business and he was the only employee, the respect that man got was up here. It was through the roof. But only in the Black community, like, well, you ain't got no employees. It's just you. It's just a job. Y'all got y'all backwards and dysfunctional. And people don't want me to say this, and I get it. It comes across really harsh, and I apologize. I've already seen like 12 people drop off when I said that, and I'm okay with it. I can see the commuter count. But in those communities, our friend's Asian dad, he literally got out of the military and had a company that sold a few items every quarter. The respect that man got in his house, like you didn't go in his office, you didn't touch his stuff. That's dad's office. You close that door. You be quiet. He's on the phone. The respect we get in our community is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's just appalling, honestly. And so we have a lot of people making fun of women business owners. Oh, she ain't making no money. And it's like, the fact that she has the nerve to go do her own thing, you, some bum working for $20 an hour at Walmart, got a nerve to say something? Man, if you don't get on out of here. And that's where our problem lies. I mean, I'm just about to get Uncle Ruckus up in here on y'all, but I'm going to stop. There you go. Instacart announced they're going to be automating the grocery store shopping to make deliveries faster. Just like that. I'm telling you, Instacart ain't playing with y'all. Class in America. You found it? Yeah, there you go. Probably Class in America is probably the name of it. Hey, Erica, do these contracts require you to have the injection? Interesting. Probably not. Probably not. But it's something they may throw in there. I mean, I wanted to do a whole video on how they throwing parties. West Virginia is giving away guns, money, and liquor to get people to get shots. Y'all know it's bad when they got to convince West Virginia. Robotics. I've always had problems at those self-checkouts in Walmart and Target. She said, I've been job hopping during the pandemic, salary going up each time. Thank you for just sitting at home and leaving these vacancies. Oh, when is the boat party? Andrea, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I literally am doing a tour across the United States. They might not even be in Austin, Texas boat party this year. We're going to see where we fit it in after the tour, but it might not happen. It just might not. Thank you for asking about it. But yeah, I literally probably just going to go ahead and do the tour, an 8-city tour, and call it a day. That just is what it is. You catch me in the cities, catch me in the speakers in the cities. But yeah, it might be doing something special later this year, but boat party will not be in August like as before. Thanks for always having us. Thank you, Ray Gunn, 34. Exactly, Jabresh. Credit without cash flow equals disaster. Eventually, people can't keep it up. Renee, exactly. Credit requirements are changing. Most tricks that worked 2-3 years ago don't work. If you go look at the videos I made in 2019 and 2018, where I said age corporations and adding lines of credit onto your credit, all this other stuff was not working as well. It wasn't working. So if you pay attention, a lot of the credit repair guys were focusing on, hey, if we just get you one credit card, like a 10K or 20K, start a business. Go Shopify, start a store, do something with it. Because they knew the old tricks were not getting you up to 100,000 anymore. Go watch some of these people's videos in 2019, 2020 when we were talking about it. 2019, 2018 is when it was changing. Amos said, if I'm a white man in his 50s, what do you do? Amos, you can still start a company. There ain't no stopping you from starting no companies. There's plenty of stuff out here to do. I understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. I'm just a day laborer for a handyman. Man, you can start your own handyman business. You can get a lot of marketing out there. You can get a t-shirt with your phone number and your name on the back. Call you for some work. Trust me, there's work out there needed. Go on Craigslist, check out the gig work. Go out there, put your information on, there's a lot you can do. Health, wealth, and growth. People coming out of jail have more respect than people starting a business. I'm just telling you, like, to this day, I feel that in our community, it is like the ultimate slap in the face. When I grew up around Asian military people, veterans who started businesses, and even if their business only made 50K or less that year, that was their dad started a business and it was respected. Their dad has a flea market store and every weekend he's doing this. I mean, again, just level of respect, culture-wise, completely different. Completely different. To this day, I remember my cousin, he closed one of his businesses and people were like, when you gonna get a job? Are you serious right now? This man, the disrespect, bro, the disrespect, I can't take it. Again, I'm not going to go there. I have respect for Kevin Samuels. He does great work. But what he does, he's a good YouTuber. But at the end of the day, anybody who steps out here and starts a business and makes 6 figures, my hat is off to you, because you live in a society where people will clap you on the back for just being pretty and making 20K a year. And that woman's going to end up poor and in poverty somewhere. I'm sorry. I will not salute that. I just won't. If you're a man and you're starting a business, as long as you're still trying to grow and adjust and buy programs and educate yourself, I'm going to salute you. I'm not going to be disrespectful to you because I know how hard it is. Yeah, I saw this and it's very upsetting. And I think if you go to a barbershop or a beauty salon and they got somebody there at the bus trying to give you the shot in the arm, you should run. I'm telling you, Sherlock Holmes, like that. When people are sitting here talking about, well, all these people got the shot and that's why everybody's outside, Erica. No, these people were outside before that shot came. And a lot of them still ain't going to get it. There you go. Yes. Check out the Middleman to Millions course. More handyman are needed every day. Engineer appliance repair. Exactly. Go to appliance repair, get more money. Partner up with realtors. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, each sense. I think Glennon Cameron says that. His mother said, what, you don't have no job? Listen, let me tell you. This is why I'm a big believer in sometimes you got to separate yourself and immerse yourself in a whole new environment, or move into an apartment in another town that's quiet and put your head down and work for a year and keep it moving and then come back. Because then your family going to be like, well, look at you with this new car and this new life. Look at you. The respect will increase when you put some blockage space there. So anyways, you guys, I have to finish working on some projects here in the office and then I'm going home. So I just wanted to reach out to y'all real quick and put this video out there. But yeah, when I told you PPP was not the real money, this is what I meant, that government contracting was going to open up more. And even when there's a recession, the government's still going to spend that money. So are you in a position to receive that money? Are you in a position to be somebody waiting on a handout? You need to see where you're at in this position right now. I get it. A lot of people got the PPP. I don't know how they got it. I know some people got it. They shouldn't have got it. But I'm going to tell them like this. They should have took that time to buy some courses or bought some assets and train themselves up instead of going to Miami. So that, that is what it is. But yeah, grab the Middleman to Millions course. A lot of the stuff I teach in there is exactly what you're going to be dealing with in the next couple of years. Is can you be the person that the leads come to you and you can delegate? If you can always delegate or you can always have work for people, people will work with you. I promise you. Older, younger, don't matter. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl, Erica, Classy Climb Blog. You guys have a wonderful evening. Be on the lookout tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon. We have a big, big announcement coming. If you'll see on all our email list, if you're one of the 15,000 people on my email list, You expect the email tomorrow. We're super excited, super grateful for what's in store for the rest of this year. So everybody, this is your girl Erica, Classic Climb Blog. Later.